Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's daily draft. As the calendar passes from September to October, we are still in the middle of Wilds of Eldraine draft season here on the channel. Got maybe a month left of it. It's actually not very long format, and I'm talking longer than I usually do during these Pack 1 Pick 1s because this is going to be the easiest Pack 1 Pick 1 I think we've had all format. Can I interest you in a Realm Scorcher Hellkite? I think I can. 6 mana, 4/6, bargain, flying, haste. You can add 4 mana of any combination of colors when it ETBs. If you bargain it, pay 1 in a red, deals 1 damage to any target. Cast this card, win the game, profit. What else is there that we could get back here? Don't think we're getting back Curse or Hamlet Glutton or Royal Treatment. That's a shame because I would love this in a red-green shell. We could ramp into it. But we're going to be putting our neighbors into green pretty effectively here, but I'm not passing a Realm Scorcher Hellkite at all. Alright, what can we follow that up with? Merry Bards, no thank you. Thunderous Debut, I do not think is worth it at 8 mana. There is an Obira and a Picklock Prankster. Both of these are good in their respective deck. We can play this in basically any combination of red deck. So I think I'm just going to take a Ferocious Werefox here, and maybe we can hook and cut our neighbors out of green. Could just take Evolving Wilds as well. Could play this in blue-red, but Prankster's not the best in blue-red. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take Ferocious Werefox, is what I think is the best card in that pack there. Okay, now we've got... The best card in this pack, I think, is Cooped Up. Actually, it's probably Coven, but... It's so far away from what we're doing. There's also Dragon Mantle, which is fine in any red deck, and maybe it's worth taking that to cut red to make sure that we stay in red. There's also Brave the Wilds, because Realm Scorcher Hellkite isn't quite the splashable card that you would want. So I think I might take Dragon Mantle. The one deck that I'm least likely to play this in is red-white, because that is a pretty aggressive deck, and a 6-drop in red-white probably doesn't get the job done, but I think I'll take Dragon Mantle as a decent aggressive red card here, and see where we can go from there. This is a late High-Fae Negotiator, so I think I'm just going to take it. 5 mana 3/5 bargain when it ETBs, you drain for 3 if you bargained. There's also Knight of the Sweet's Revenge, but that's pretty much a green-black gold card in this set. Flick a Coin is fine. Genealogist is fine. But we're going to take the best card in the pack here in High-Fae Negotiator and see if black-red ends up being open. We've already got 2 outstanding cards in black-red. Food Fight is a red rare, but it's not a good one. Dark Tutelage, also not very good, so I think I'll just take a copy of Rowan's Grim Search. I always want a copy of this in all of my black decks here. It's just great card draw. 3 mana, instant speed, draw 2, lose 2, with upside. I think I'll take that over Harried Spearguard. If we do go black-red, we're probably not looking to be super aggressive. Alright, so now we've got, the only red card is a Red Cap Thief, and the only black card is a Barrow Naughty, but there's still a Root Rider Fawn here, so I think I'll take this over Return from the Wilds. They're both ramp, but this is a creature, which I think is slightly better version of a ramp, because it blocks against those aggro decks early. So now we've got 2 red, 2 green, and 2 black cards. Not exactly where you want to be after 6 picks, but it is where we are. And now you're going to make me take a white card because I do not care about Daredevil. I guess Horseman might not be bad in a deck with Negotiator and Hellkite, to be honest. If you draw this late, you can get one of those 2 cards back. Dutiful Griffin's the best card in this pack by a lot, but I'm going to take Fell Horseman just to not go into a 4th color. Ballgest, Vermin, Flick a Coin, Prism. Some good cards here. I think I'll take Flick a Coin. Again, trying to steer towards red as much as I can because of how good this card is. So let's take the Flick a Coin here. And we did wheel a bunch of black and red cards. Boundarylands Ranger, fine enough 2-drop. Minecart Daredevil, not a card I usually like to play. Scream Puff and Shatter here. Our curve is already kind of high. I'm going to go ahead and take the 2-drop red creature. Debut wheeled, understandably. Let's go ahead and cut Not Dead After All here. I don't care about Ambush, and I'm not playing blue or white here today, so we'll take Not Dead After All. Goes well enough with the Hellkite and the Negotiator as well. Gonna have to make sure we fill out the early end of our curve if we do end up going black-red here, but we've got 2 packs to do that. Rat Out, that is an early part of the curve we could play. Candy Trail might even be playable in a deck like this. And Red Cap Thief does give us a treasure to ramp, but I still don't even think I want to play it. Ginger Brute, probably not for this deck, but we'll take it here. Go ahead and pass a blue card. And last pick, Break the Spell. What can we find in pack 2? Only green card is Commune with Nature. We won't be taking that. What I do think we'll be taking is Candy Grapple, though. It's the best card in this pack, I think. There's also a Hopeless Nightmare, which I would love to take. Goes very well with Negotiator and Hellkite, to be honest. Stab Wound, also a good removal spell. Good, not great, but Candy Grapple's a great removal spell. So we'll take that here and probably looking to get into black-red at this point. We're not done with green, but it's getting close to being done with green. Ooh, then we see Eldraine, but also another Candy Grapple. This is tough. So this is basically a 4-mana 4/4 with not that much upside. In this deck specifically, we have Flick a Coin. It could deal 1 damage to their face. But when there's a Candy Grapple here, I think I'll take that. I would take Eldraine if it weren't for this Candy Grapple, but we need to take early removal and early creatures to make sure we can get to these 2 cards. If we can get to these 2 cards, we're probably going to win. So there's a Rat Out, a Vermin, a Thief, and a Dream Thief. I think I'll take the Dream Thief here. 1 mana kind of sets us up a little bit early with a little bit of a Surveil. Gets more card draw out of the graveyard. Again, all these red cap thieves coming around, I'm wondering if I ever really want one or want to play one here. This might be the time to take it. I don't know about Rotisserie Elemental in this deck. This is much more of a red aggressive card. I mean, it's great on turn 1, but if you don't have it on 1, it's pretty bad. What's our 3-drops looking like? We could afford a couple of 3-drops. I think these Thieves wheel. I think Elemental's better than Spear Guard. I don't need a Grotto for this deck. So let's go ahead and take the Elemental here. This is a tough one. So obviously Totentons is great in most black-red decks. I just think this black-red deck particularly, it's probably at its worst in. 6 creatures so far. There is a Hopeless Nightmare here as well. Sorry. I think I'll take Totentons. We're just not very aggressive. That's tough. I don't think I'd fault you for going Hopeless Nightmare, and I almost did. So that's a close one. Not a Tappy deck, not a Raid Bombardment deck, not a Kindled Heroism deck. Could be Rat Out or Evolving Wilds. I don't mind taking my first Evolving Wilds. Usually playing one in any two-color deck is totally fine. That's a late cooped up, but I don't think we're going to splash it. I could just take a 2-mana or 1-mana 2/1 that has upside. Goes well with Elemental too. What's our spell count? 6 instants for the Catapult. Stone Splitter Bolt, Witch's Mark. I guess I'll take a Stone Splitter Bolt here. It's fine. It's not outstanding, but it's fine. Here's the wheel. We got a Firebolt back. Maybe we're going to end up being like a black-red control deck with a couple of finishers here, which is totally fine. So we'll take that Firebolt. Ash comes around. Vigil comes around. So no one's in red-white. I don't think we'll play Ballgast. But we are... Okay, here's the Thief. We could play one. We got another one anyway. I don't think we need a Harried Spear Guard. We have plenty of 1-drops. Daredevil? I mean, maybe. So, yeah, and then another red card. So our colors are open. Let's just see if we can profit in pack 3. Well, we're going to start with the Torch the Tower here. Over a Stab Wound. And a Tattered Ratter. Anything that wheels. The Stab Wound is probably the only card that I would play if it wheeled. I don't think I'm playing a Whisper or another Thief. Let's go ahead and take Torch the Tower here. This is an interesting pick. Twisted Sewer Witch is a good card in the black-red aggro decks. I just don't think that is necessarily us. I'm wondering if Cut In ends up being better for us, and I think it does. Another Up the Beanstalk. Every time I see this card, I'm never green. And every time I'm green, I never see this card. So I think I'll take Cut In here. We have a couple of ways to make rats, but not a lot. For the Witch. So let's take another removal spell. Underwhelming pack here. We've got Scream Puff, Assassin, and Daredevil. What's our curve looking like? We could potentially play a Scream Puff up here. I don't care too much about Assassin. We already have a Daredevil. So let's just take Scream Puff. Ooh, here's a Hopeless Nightmare. And now I get... Oh, but there's also a Ratcatcher Trainee. I think we've got to take the Nightmare. Our two best cards in this set... Or two best cards in this deck have Bargain on them. So we have to make sure we have Bargain fodder pretty often here, and Hopeless Nightmare is one of the best. I wouldn't mind playing a Trainee here, but very happy to get my first Hopeless Nightmare. Currently have 12 creatures and 9 instants, 1 sorcery. Ooh. Conceited Witch, second Hopeless Nightmare. I think we'll do a second Hopeless Nightmare here. Would probably play a Conceited Witch, but gotta love me getting some Hopeless Nightmares. Goes well with Candy Grapple, goes well with Torch the Tower. Is Dragon Mantle good? 12 creatures. Yeah, it's fine. Firebolt's pretty good. Wouldn't even mind getting another one of those. Probably don't need Daredevil. Probably don't need 2 Thieves. Don't think I'm splashing. I mean, we do have an Evolving Wilds, but I still don't think I'm going to splash this here. Don't think I would play 2 of these. This is not a Tabby deck. Don't need a Daredevil. Don't think I'm playing Sugar Rush, but I'll take it. This could be an Unruly Catapult deck. Like I said, we've got like 13 spells. Well, 10 spells, I guess. Over Shatter and Boundary Lands Ranger. The Ranger only triggers off of Hellkite and Scream Puff right now. I think I'll try the Catapult out here. Pick 8, probably not playing any of these. Pick 9, exactly what I thought Wood Wheel did, and we're probably not playing any of these. Yeah, the Ranger is not doing much for us here. It only triggers off of Scream Puff and Hellkite, and we might not even play the Scream Puff. Although we might, because their top end could potentially use some more. Merry Bard seems like a card that is better than I keep giving it credit for. I always take it and then just throw it right into the sideboard. Maybe it's better than that. Let's check it out in deck building here. Catapult is good defensive speed and still pressures their life total here. I think I wouldn't mind keeping a Not Dead After All in the deck and the Fell Horseman to get back these two best cards we have. I think I'll play a Scream Puff here. Everything else down here seems pretty good. So what creatures do we not want? The Boundary Lands Ranger, like I mentioned, we don't have a lot of 2-drops, but we have 3 1-drops. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more 1-drop enchantments and spells. And 2 removal spells. So we don't even really need the Boundary Lands Ranger. I don't mind trying out 1 Red Cap Thief, which means it's probably cut the Merry Bards. And then this is the deck here. 17 lands seems okay. We want to be hitting 5 and 6 lands. We've got some ways to get things back. I could potentially go 16. If I went 16, what would I play? Maybe just a Ball Guest? We have so many 1-drops. You know, I think 16 is probably okay. I have 1 more swap because we have a Dream Thief, Double Hopeless Nightmare, and Rat Out for turn 1, whereas we have Veteran Elemental for turn 1 over here. More red cards in the middle of the curve, but no, it's probably still got to be like this here. Yeah. All right. Well, a lot of the times I get these best cards in the set, we never see them in the draft, as was the case with the last VOD video when we drafted the Goose Mother. And she stayed hidden. Never showed up in our hands. Let's see if we can find Hellkite in these games. See you in game 1. Alright, starting on the draw. Don't like to see Not Dead After All in the opening hand, but we do have 3 removal spells on turn 1, 2, and 4 here, so I think we'll keep it. Play this. See if they play an X1. Not quite. Do need to Candy Grapple that now, so they can't ramp with it. That is fine to see by me. Ooh, I could do either of these. They do have priority. Could be Torch the Tower here. I I don't think we need to use our treasure, so I'm just going to go back to my turn. And rat out their Scarecrow Guide here. Alright, I guess now we'll get the 2-for-1 and get rid of their Ferocious Werefox as well. Do need to start drawing a threat. That's kind of a threat. But they do have Torch the Tower, I'm fairly certain, so I think it will just die. Sir Armont dies to cut in. See, they're still getting priority here. Well, if they had cut in, they would have used it, so... Or if they had torched the tower, I feel like they would have used it by now, so I guess I'm free to go for this. Alright, that did land. There's the Hellkite. I mean, I'm not doing anything else with this mana, so I may as well just pump it. I'll keep the treasure around for the Hellkite if we draw something good that we need to use the mana for. So how do I do this here now? Obviously I'm holding up Not Dead After All no matter what. Do I Hellkite, do I bargain away this treasure just to deal an extra 2 damage to their face? Do I hold it to kill a creature? I don't hold it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me attack first. Seems irresponsible to not do that. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If this, we can just turn this treasure into 2 damage to the face with Hellkite here if we bargain it. Oh, it has haste! It also has haste. It's even better than I thought it was. It's fine. I think this will still be enough. We should be okay. So obviously I could use Not Dead After All to return this, but I want to save the dragon here, so I'm just going to let this resolve. They should technically be at 6 now. Alright, well, they had the answer. They had kind of the one card that was the answer there. That is terribly unfortunate. We've only got 4 lands left in the deck, I think. 5 lands. 5 lands left in the entire deck. Four lands left in the entire deck. So we have to go to 1. Fell Horseman, what do you do? Does that let us survive? I mean, it's gotta let us survive. Oh no, Hellkite is exiled. Of course it is. What can we get back with Horseman? Veteran, and that's it. That is 2 creatures to block their 2 creatures, assuming they whiff here. So even if we had used the Hellkite with haste there, they would still just be at 4 right now, which turned out it didn't really matter. I mean, I'm not sure of a way we can get 2 creatures back on the field here, so guess we'll keep that. Go to 1 as it currently stands. Okay. Does come back tapped? Yes, it does. They top decked the removal. So it comes back tapped, they hit us. Alright, so it didn't matter what we did. They drew removal. Pretty darn brutal in that one, but okay. Alright, we go first with a hand that is not particularly great, but we've got plenty of draws. Going against the number 35 ranked player in the world here, so we've got our work cut out for us. My guess is they discard a red card or a mountain. I was wrong. They've got another one anyway. Sure. I hope they don't have Spell Stutter. They have Spell Stutter. Thank the Lord I did that, because I was about to scream. Alright, if they're willing to kill my rat here... Okay, they didn't have anything. See, this is the point in this game where this card is not great. They don't have anything, technically. They could be mana screwed, but... And now I wish I would have saved the Dragon Mantle, but we didn't have anything in our hand, so... Would I like to draw this next turn is the question. I guess it could be worse based off of their current situation here. And then do I hold up Flicker Coin? All the fairies are pretty small, so I think there's a chance that Flicker Coin might actually hit something. Like if they play land into the Fae or that 5-mana card draw spell, I can kill their fairy. Sure. I guess that's just to stem the bleeding here. Looks like they are mana screwed out of black. If I had to guess. Alright, now they've got the swamp. What can they do now? Barrow Naughty. I think I will decline. Let's bargain sacrificing Dragon Mantle, because if I sacrifice the rat, they could draw a card off Bitter Chill here. Cut-in seems good. Veteran doesn't really seem good. I mean, it's pretty good with the Elemental, I guess. But is that worth a whole card to just put a young hero roll on this? I'm sacrificing this at some point, probably. Although, Not Dead After All is actually quite good with it. Because I can sacrifice it to itself. And then bring it back. Quick Study, sure. Sweet Tooth Witch, okay. So let's start here. Take action, get to impulse draw 2. Impulse draw 2 lands that I can't even play. Wonderful, at least we got them off the deck here. Then do I want to use cut in on either of these creatures? Probably at least one of them. Maybe that's why I shouldn't have played the land before, because I was going to do that, but who cares? We have enough lands, we don't need any more. I think we are the ones pressuring their life total here, so let's get rid of their Barrow Naughty. Goodbye 2 lands, 1 in the yard, and 7 on the battlefield. So 6 left and 19 cards here. doing that so they can get the extra card draw, it seems like. They could have done it to one of our rolls, but they chose not to. Put it on bottom. Sure. I don't think I'll sacrifice. Sure. The only thing we have to get back again is an Embereth Veteran with the Fell Horseman. I'd like to get back Negotiator or Hellkite, but knowing our luck, they're probably the bottom two cards of our deck the way this is going. That's going to make me wait so long to play this. Let me just do the Veteran, and I think I will play it here. They might counter this. I don't know. I still have a Wicked Roll token I can bargain away if I draw Hellkite. So let's just play it. See if they'll throw a food at us. Happy to trade off for Witch if they just attack. I think I would do that just fine. They'll just eat their food, try to buff their life total here. That's a tough one to beat. Now I wish I still had Flick a Coin in hand. Alright, well I guess we're trading Rat out for one of these two, or trading Elemental for one of these two creatures here. Don't really care which one. Probably the Witch, because the Hellkite can kill the Sprite with just 2 mana. Does this have reach? No. Quick study. Hit for 6, and we are all of a sudden dead next turn. Oh, that thing has vigilance. I, for some reason didn't even see that, but looks like they're not blocking. I don't know why I thought I had the attacks there. But it worked. Alright, now my plan is to just kick the grapple on the Twining Twins, and either they have removal or counter spells or they don't. And that's pretty much our only shot here. see if they have the counterspell. They're currently getting priority, so it's either Spell Stutter or Ice Out. Let's see if it's Ice Out. If it's Ice Out, we lose. Okay, well, technically still don't lose here. Can sacrifice the Catapult. That gives us more time. Does it? We might have some sort of weird lethal if we keep the Catapult around and just kill the Mocking Sprite, go to 1. Because if we kill the Twining Twins, we go to 3, they play this, we're still dead next turn. So I guess I won't bargain, and then I'll just do it over here. No need to pay anymore. We go to 1. We discard a land. And of course we draw a land to finish it. How many lands have we drawn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, 13. All but 3 of them. Fun. Alright. Played Hellkite once, they exiled it, we haven't drawn Negotiator, and continually can't push through here. Alright, we go first, and I guess Rotisserie Elemental on 1 is good enough to just play on the play, even if we don't have black mana yet. There's the black mana. I'll decline. We can do the whole not dead after all combo here. I think that's probably okay to keep. Sure. Kind of saw that one coming. Now, I could flick a coin my own elemental and not dead after all it to kind of return it back to the battlefield, but that seems like a little bit of a stretch. I mean, I might do it if they just don't play any good targets for flick a coin. Makes our Firebolt better. Okay. Don't think they're blocking. Well, if they don't play any targets, I think I'm going to do the play that I mentioned. If they like tap out and then just don't play any targets for flick a coin, I think I'm just going to not dead after all and then flick a coin my own elemental. And then Firebolt kills Will, and then we can get in with the elemental again. But if they just like pass and hold up all their mana, I don't think I'm doing anything about that. Okay. And now we can cut in probably will. The financier is going to give them a treasure. Now that we played a land here. And then put it on my flyer. And I don't think I'm using Firebolt on Financier here. No plays. Well, let's start with getting a card out of their hand here. And I think I will sacrifice the elemental if it does successfully get in. I don't think it will, though. I think it's going to die. Alright, now I think they're both going to die. Nope, it did get in. I think 2 cards is going to be better than just keeping a 2/2 menace around. That's a tough one, though. It's always tough to not cash in on 2-for-1s when you have the opportunity. So we'll go ahead and now cast this with Bargain. Negotiator with just a treasure. Definitely don't need Rat out. I mean, Negotiator seems fine. We have to use a treasure and then bargain away a treasure. But I think that's okay. Can kill basically anything they play here. If I need to. I don't really need to kill that. I can... Interesting here. So if I play Negotiator 1, 2, 3, 4 plus a treasure, bargain away a treasure, I can't hold up Firebolt. I wonder if they're going to block or if they just take 2. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so now I think I do play the Negotiator with Bargain. Pay a black. 1, 2. Okay, pay 1. Bargain that away. They're at 1. They're dead to Negotiator next turn. One card left in hand. Does it get him out of this? It doesn't. Alright. Shocking. When we don't draw like 13 lands and we draw the Negotiator, we win. Alright, we go first this time with a Nightmare on 1, and any land lets us bargain that away for Grim Search on 3, which will let us find basically everything we need. So, seems fine to me, as long as we just don't miss our third land drop like 4 turns in a row. Alright, moment of truth. Can we hit our land? We can. So now do we play Thief or Bargain and Grim Search? I think I'm just going to get on the battlefield with Thief. They might have the counterspell here. I'd rather this get countered than Rowan's Grim Search, so that's why I played it the way I did. Prankster, Milling, getting back. Threadbind Click. Prism. See if they miss another land. No, they found it off of the Prism, more than likely. Alright, well, I'd like to hit my lands, so let's go ahead. Bargain. I think I'll take both of these. Seem fine to me. And then this on top. Although I could put this into the graveyard and then get it back with Horseman. That seems decent. So let's do this. Put Negotiator into the graveyard. I don't think I'll use my treasure to get it back. That doesn't seem necessary. Sure. And then play Prankster here, yeah. Land is good. So we go Horseman, get back Negotiator. Land, hold up both of these, I think. I could do this now, but there's probably more threatening things they can have, and if I can fight out a counterspell with either of these, I think that'd be better than just, like, having the Negotiator get countered. This is going to be pretty hard for their deck to deal with. So we'll take 1 to see what they can play here. And if it's nothing, I probably just Candy Grapple their Prankster on end step. If it's just Threadbind Click, I do the same thing. Don't even need to bargain there. And yeah, I think we'll just Negotiator here while they're semi-tapped out. We would have to use a treasure to cast this, which is fine, right? I mean, I'm not bottoming it. I can't. Are they mono blue? Alright, get rid of Negotiator and then bargain that away later. Sure. Now they've got a Plains and a Candy Grapple, so they're probably not mono blue. There's the bargain. Getting back Grapple, that's okay. Because all we're going to do is just cast this bad boy now that I know it has haste. Alright, can't beat a Scorcher Hellkite this time when they can't exile it. That's why we drafted around those two cards there. They're that good. Alright, awkward starting hand here, but we've got removal. We're on the draw. Our first card that needs red isn't until like turn 3. So if this was like Hellkite, I would probably mulligan this, and I really hate to see Utopia Sprawl on turn 1. Sorry, I don't need another swamp. If that was a mountain, I would keep it. And I guess I'm just going to go ahead and grapple, and... Do I do it now, or do I wait? I think I'll wait in the event that they play some 3-mana creature I have to kill. I don't have to, but I think it's better than the Ball Guest, so I'll get rid of that here. Swamp is not at all what I needed. Probably should have just chumped and drawn a card there. Does it have reach? Oh, Witchstalker Frenzy triggered their stupid, or my attack triggered their stupid Witchstalker Frenzy. And I think we're going to lose to another instance of Mana Screw, because yeah, Swamp is what I needed. Alright, chump and not dead after all, I guess. Then we can trade for something. No, that won't do it. That is something. Alright, now how do we do this? Obviously we're trading. I think I'll start here. Happy to block. They're getting a little flooded here, so I'm fine with that. We just now got our mountain, so... Down goes Totentons, I'm sure. And down goes Dream Thief. Okay. Alright, we're drawing the lands now. You can cool it maybe a little bit. Wonderful. Alright, they're going to have a 6-7 that we can't block. So can we deal with it? Nope. Alright, well, a quick one today. It is tough. I mean, I don't think the deck was outstanding. I think it was better than a 2-3. Feels bad when you pack one, pick one Hellkite, and then you lose. I mean, obviously we're missing a couple 2-drops, but look, we've got 1, 2, 3 1-drops. We've got a 1-drop removal spell, another 1-drop removal spell, more bargain fodder here at the bottom, 2 2-drop removal spells, a 2-drop, removal, good blocker, removal, bombs. And then we drew like 14 lands in one of those games. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you go 2-3, the worst record in all of Premier Draft. Thanks for sticking around today. I'll see you next time for your daily draft.